Picture this, the night sky as black as ink, stretching endlessly above the Indian Ocean. Below, a giant of the skies, a Boeing 747, hums steadily, like a gentle beast at peace. British Airways Flight 9, known as the City of Edinburgh, cruises at 37,000 feet. Inside, 263 souls drift between sleep and soft conversation. Some sip tea, some dream of loved ones waiting in Perth. Outside, silence. No one knows that the night is about to turn into a nightmare. Then, it begins. At first, it's subtle. The passengers near the windows notice a strange glow dancing on the wingtips, like blue fireflies clinging to the metal skin of the giant, St. Elmo's fire. The cockpit windows shimmer as if touched by ghosts. The air smells different. A bitter, smoky scent creeps through the cabin, sharp, like burnt toast left too long. And then, the unthinkable. A cough. A sputter. The mighty roar of one engine fades to a whisper, then to nothing. A heartbeat later, a second engine falls silent. Before panic can set in, engine falls silent. Before panic can set in, the third, and then the fourth. 4 engines. 4 hearts of steel gone quiet. In the cockpit, Captain Eric Moody grips the controls. The instruments flicker like nervous eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We have a small problem. All 4 engines have stopped. We are doing our utmost to get them going again. I trust you are not in too much distress.
A small problem. But at 37,000 feet, with no power, they are no longer an airplane. They are a glider. A steel albatross, heavy and silent, gliding into darkness. Imagine it. A machine built to soar, now slipping through the sky like a falling leaf. The Boeing 747, once the king of the clouds, begins its silent descent, a steel mountain gliding, powerless, over the vast black ocean. Inside the cabin, time slows. The steady hum that comforted the passengers is gone. All that remains is the rush of wind over metal, a haunting whistle, like the cry of a ghost in the dark. Some passengers cling to their armrests, knuckles white as bone. Others bow their heads, whispering prayers to the heavens that now seem so far away. A mother hugs her child close, her heartbeat loud in the quiet terror. And still, the cockpit remains a fortress of calm. The crew, like chess masters in a deadly game, calculate. At this rate of descent, at this angle, can they glide to Jakarta, or will the sea claim them first? Outside, the night gives no clue. The stars, cold and distant, watch in silence. The cabin begins to fill with a fine smoky haze. Volcanic ash, though no one is sure yet. It scratches the throat, stings the eyes. And still the giant glider falls, slipping closer to the unforgiving ocean with every second. Captain Moody glances at his instruments. His voice, steady as a rock in a storm. And try they do, again and again, willing the engines to roar back to life. 13,500 feet. That's all that stands now between the passengers and the dark waters of the Indian Ocean. The city of Edinburgh, this once mighty giant of steel, is no longer falling. It is gliding on hope. And then, like the first drop of rain after a long drought, a cough, a sputter. An engine stirs. A low rumble, faint at first, like a lion waking from sleep. Engine number 4 roars back to life. The sound is music. The sound is salvation. Before cheers can erupt, engine number 3 follows, its voice joining the chorus of survival.
We've got power.
His voice breaking the thick tension in the cockpit. And then, engine number 1. 3 hearts beating again inside this steel bird. But the fight isn't over. The ash has scarred the engines and the cockpit windshields. They are sandblasted, frosted white, useless. The crew can't see the stars, can't see the sea, can't see the runway that promises life. And yet, with skill as sharp as a blade, they guide the wounded bird toward Jakarta. A blind descent, a dance between man and machine, with 263 lives hanging in the balance. Jakarta looms ahead, somewhere in the blackness. But for Captain Moody and his crew, it might as well be invisible. The windscreens, sandblasted by volcanic ash, are white, like frosted glass on a winter morning. Through them, the world is hidden. The cockpit is quiet, not with fear, but with focus. Instruments become their eyes. Voices on the radio become their guide.
Descend 2000 feet. Prepare for emergency landing.
The giant bird limps closer to the earth, its damaged engines straining, coughing, but holding on. The runway lights, those tiny pinpricks of hope, remain unseen. The ocean waits beneath, silent and vast. Passengers grip each other's hands. Prayers fill the cabin.
A father whispers to his son, "It's going to be okay."
And then, tires touch tarmac. A jolt, a screech. The Boeing 747, blind but unbroken, kisses the runway. Cheers erupt, tears fall. The impossible has happened. 263 souls brought back from the edge. The giant comes to rest, scarred but safe. And in that moment, the night gives up its grip. The storm has passed. The city of Edinburgh stood as a silent witness on the Jakarta tarmac, scarred by ash, her paint scorched, her engines wounded. But she carried a greater mark, the mark of survival. In the days that followed, the world listened in awe. How could a jetliner, powerless for minutes that felt like a lifetime, glide through the night and land without a single life lost? The answer lay not in luck, but in the steady hands of a captain who refused to surrender, in a crew whose calm was stronger than fear, in a machine built to endure. This flight changed aviation forever. No longer could pilots trust clear skies, for volcanic ash, invisible to radar, could hide in plain sight. From that night on, ash cloud tracking became a mission for all who take to the skies. And so, the tale of Flight 9 is more than a story of terror. It is a story of resilience, a reminder that in the darkest moments, with courage, skill, and hope, even giants can glide and survive.